Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. K-Wise.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge of wisdom so you can understand. Real2reel360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to porn. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Real360 with myself, Mr. PhD, Joshua Law, holding it down for the team. My big bro, right now we under the weather right quick, but shout outs to DJ KYs, he's with us right now and he's definitely supporting. But today we got a fantastic show. This lady that's coming on is so diverse when it comes down to her journey. And I'll just leave it at that because she does more than just sing. She has a whole portfolio of different things that we're going to touch on today. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your hands together for Mz Shalette.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing today?
I'm absolutely fabulous.
Now, we're going to start out. I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to all the followers, likers, and subscribers and let them know who Mz Shalette is.
Well, actually, my name is Mz Shalette. I go by Mz Shalette. Born and raised Rock Hill, South Carolina. Small town, about 15 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina. And, growing up in a small town, had big dreams, but, a lot of obstacles came in the way. But, hey, out of grace of God, I'm still here, with the purpose. And, like I said, I got a story to tell. And like you say, I'm very diverse. A lot of people didn't know that about me, but hey.
Well, we're going to jump into it right now.
Hey, well, come on, let's jump on into it.
We're going to jump into it right now. When did you start singing, actually singing and figuring that singing is what you wanted to do?
Well, when I started singing when I got older, my mom told me that when I was a little girl, I used to walk around the house with a brush in my hand and sing all the time. That was something she never told me. And, but just my auntie, my grandmama, keeping me in the church and just hearing that sound. It was something about that sound that it always made something in my soul just move. And I guess, just me just having that love for it. And over the years, just, starting to learn myself.
Now, when did you first time you got on stage singing? How was that feeling for you? Were you in high school or was it just in the church?
I used to sing in the choir at school. I was in the choir, in chorus in school. But, you being young, you hard headed. I ain't doing this,
Mhm.
And but I got in the church, singing in the church. And then one of my cousins, I'm gonna give credit what credit is due. Cause if it wasn't for somebody else that saw it in me, I wouldn't have saw it in myself. So that's part of my journey. My cousin, she wanted me to, start coming, singing at some funerals with me. And I was like, okay, I sing, Um, and one thing led to another. And, I got connected with the right people. Somebody saw something in me and said, hey, let's see what we can do with it. And we took off from there. But, before that, I was modeling and, acting and stuff.
Right. Now we're gonna touch bases on the modeling and acting, but I want to ask you about songwriting
Okay.
because you're a singer songwriter. And
Correct.
how did you learn how to write songs, or was you know, what I mean, did you take classes? What was your interest in the actual music itself to sit down and say, I want to be a songwriter?
Well, now when I first started actually recording, the producer that I work with, Maurice Jams, um, he had wrote a lot of stuff. And so, I just learned the material, made it my own. And, during COVID, uh, I done some soul searching, because me and him, be in the studio all the time. And I'm always watching him, and, he's showing me stuff. And, he taking me around, to some of the old legends, um, like Roy Lee Johnson, Clarence Carter. He taking me around those people, just giving me that experience of learning things and just hearing the stories from them. And and me and him, we started vibing out in the studio, and I was like, you know what, I want to try to write. And I was like, come up with a track, and he came up with a track, and we was in the studio, and me and him was in there vibing, and it was just like it just flowed naturally. And I was like, wow, it was a gift that I never knew I had. And me and him been co-writing ever since then.
Now, have you co-write for someone else? Have you written music for anyone else and outside of yourself?
No, I haven't. That is something that I'm looking forward to in the future,
Mhm.
to be doing. But since I'm still new to the game, you know, I'm just, I'm taking baby steps, but at the same time, big power moves are being made.
Right. Now you have a song called "Shake It Down,"
Yes.
right? Did you and him collab together on this song? And
No. No. Actually, that song was already written when he met me, and he said, "I'm gonna send you the song, learn the lyrics." He said, "And make it your own," and that's what I did. He let me listen to someone else who had recorded the song, but that didn't intimidate me or to how I would put my feelings in it, um, so I can really feel the song to make it my own, even though I didn't write it.
Mhm.
And that's what I did. And you know, he wrote some other tunes that we have that we haven't even dropped yet. So we have a lot of material. We just waiting on the right time. But I will be dropping a new single, 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
It's
Well,
called Love. It's called Lover Like You.
I'm waiting to hear this one. Now, I want to go into "Shake It Down" and come back and touch on some different topics right quick. But ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, this is Mz Shalette with "Shake It Down."
No need to call me. I won't hear my phone. Please don't stop by. I'm not at home. See, I've been invited to a party and it starts at 9. I'm about to step through the door. I'm right on time. I feel like shaking it right now. Ain't holding nothing back. It's my night out on the town. I feel like shaking it right now. If you're looking for me, I'll be shaking it down. my car, turned on the radio, and I started to rock to that sweet southern soul music. It's just what I need. That's when the groove got all over me. I feel like shaking it right now. Ain't holding nothing back. It's my night out on the town. I feel like shaking it right now. If you're looking for me, I'll be shaking it down. I'm not looking for a new relationship. I came to dance and have a little sip. See, I love to party, cause that's how I roll. Soon as I finish this drink, get back out to the dance floor. I feel like shaking it right now. Ain't holding nothing back. It's my night out on the town. I feel like shaking it right now. If you're looking for me, I'll be shaking it down. All week long, I've been on the grind, working hard, even doing overtime. Tonight I'll let my hair down. I'm painting the town, and I'll be doing it till the morning come. I feel like shaking it down. Ain't holding nothing back. It's my night out on the town. I feel like shaking it right now. If you're looking for me, I'll be shaking it down. I feel like shaking it down, down,
Woo, that was smooth. That was smooth. I like
Thank you.
that music,
The
man.
party too.
Yeah, it was a nice little dance song. Nice dance
Yeah.
joint going on right there.
I've been trying to come up with a line dance for it, but I ain't got nothing for it yet. Just a little
Well,
two
yeah.
step thing.
Well, my thing
But I
is,
make it my own.
I can't line dance. I can't line
So
dance.
I just two step.
I can do a mean 2-step, or I can rock right here in the chair real mean. Like
I know that's right. I know that's right.
now, growing up in Rock Hill, how hard was it to really like hone your craft?
Well, you had, different bands,
Mhm.
that was
Right.
performing. You had the Players, um, Green Ice,
Mhm.
Naughty Boys. You had different groups like that
Mhm.
that was actually, performing and stuff. But I used to do talent shows when
Mhm.
I was coming up. So that was one way that I actually started out, showcasing my talent, but never singing. It was more dancing.
Right.
Um, um, Frankie Chisholm from Rock Hill, South Carolina, she got me and two other my friends together, and we used to put on, talent shows that come, and we would get out there and dance, and we won a couple of them first place. Um, Dancing, but I never, showcased my talent of singing. And when I did start singing, a lot of people was like, "Where'd it come from? I didn't know you could sing."
Mhm.
But the first time I actually let a lot of people hear me sing was at my grandmother's funeral, and I got up to talk to say something about her, and the spirit got on me, and I had to really let the people understand that, you know, the way the illness that she had, it took her voice away from her,
Mhm.
and she never changed. She stayed the same. And I sung I Won't Complain because, you know, you look at life and, we complain about some of the smallest things, but for you to sit there and take care of a person and see, they life, they life change overnight,
Mhm.
and they can't talk anymore. And that was just something for me to put out there, like, letting the people know, like, we complaining about some of the small stuff, but y'all knew this woman's story, and she never changed. So, and then everybody was like, where that come from? Where that come from? So everybody, oh, Shalette, you singing, you singing. I didn't know you had that in you. Yeah, I did.
Well, the voice is very beautiful, and I want to say that off the top. But
Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask, how did you get on the cover of Sophisticated Hair magazine, and what was that type of feeling to see yourself on the cover of that national magazine?
um, so um, while I was modeling, I connected with a lot of different people, and I connected with the hairstylist in Charlotte, North Carolina. And actually, a friend of mine introduced me to her because she was going to do the hair show. And she was like, hey, I want you to meet somebody. And, she was like, hey, can I do your hair? And I was like, okay, I'm natural, but I ain't never had it blowed out. We're going to see how it works, but we'll do it.
Right.
So um, a gentleman in Virginia, Jonathan, I can't think his last name. Forgive me, Jonathan. But he actually was going around um, doing photo shoots with different beauticians, and I was her hair model, and um, that's how I was able to get in on the magazine. Actually, um, it was Michelle Obama. Um, uh, I cannot think of her name. Tiffany Haddish, and I think it was Beyonce that was on the cover of it. So we was um, featured in that particular edition of Sophisticated Hair magazine. But I've also been published in a photographer out of New York. He had a magazine that he had published up there. But some of that stuff I didn't blocked out.
Well,
I mean, reason I say that is because I enjoyed doing it, but when I really saw what some people was in it for, I was like, this ain't for me, you know. And so
now with that being said, peace and blessings to all. Peace and blessings to all that's checking in. Um, for those that period in time when you were modeling, how did you get
yes.
into the modeling, and how you get introduced to it? Did you have aspirations to want to model?
Um, it was just I was going through the changes. I guess just the changes of life, and dealing with the troubling past, childhood, and having a low self-esteem growing up. And I was just trying to find something to make me feel good about myself. And connected with Jay Agram from Charlotte, North Carolina. He was starting up trying to get a modeling group together. And, I came aboard, and, me and him, rounded up some, females. So we started putting on fashion shows, and he eventually started doing stage plays, and I got into the acting with him of doing stage plays. That's how I actually got into modeling. Um, me trying to find myself because, like I said, having a low self-esteem growing up, dealing with, things that I dealt with from my childhood. Um, and that's what gravitated me. And then when, I always liked to sing, knew I had a voice,
Hmm.
but uh, when you are with somebody for so long
Hmm.
and you pour into them, you forget who you are as a person,
Hmm.
and you forget what you like to do. You forget the things that what makes you happy. And I forgot who I was because I was so tied up into, my family, what I had going on at that particular time.
Hmm.
So, And going through that and trying, finding myself during that process, I really found who Mary Shalette is, and the blessings and the gifts that God gave me. So
Now, through your journey, through your journey, I see that you constantly like you was reinventing yourself in different periods. Where, like you said, you touched bases on the modeling, and then you got into being on these different magazines, and then you started dealing with the stage plays, started
correct.
acting. Now, when you start, what was the first stage play that you did?
The first stage play I did was with Jay Akram, and it was called what was the name? Lord, Jay gonna kill me. It was Love. Oh wow, I can't even remember the name. I'm trying to think of it. I can go
Mm.
back and look. Hey, I can see the whole stage right now, but I can't think of the name of it. It
You
was
know,
Love. You know what? I can't even remember the name. And I'll be honest with you, I can't.
you know,
I
and
can't because you know what? And I'll be honest with you. And the reason why I can't remember it is because a lot has taken place during that time when I was doing the stage plays.
Mhm.
Um, 2019 was a very, very, very traumatic year for me. And a lot of stuff that has happened before 2019, some stuff I don't remember. I really don't. I can, it's love something, but I can't I can't put it all together. It'll come to me, but I can't remember right now. Yeah, I had a very traumatic year in 2019. Not to jump off the stuff, but just to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
with acting, right? With
Yes.
acting and being on BT, being on different shows, sisters, that's major.
Yep.
How did you get into the TV segment or TV shows that you did?
So how I got into the TV settings, I ran into a lady, and she was like, "Hey, you need to start, putting your bio, sending your profile out to these different casting companies." And so she gave me a lot of different casting companies. Cab Casting is a very good company that I work with a lot. And I was actually industry direct from out of Charleston, North Carolina, that I was working with, that I was actually doing modeling, and they was booking me for different scenes on movies. So that's how that came about with me getting into that. So I would just get online, see what they had out there, and I would submit my profile. Sometimes I'll get booked for 2 days, sometimes it'd be for 3 days, sometimes it'd be for one day. But it was just the experience, um, you know, being in that environment, understand, getting to see behind the scenes of how everything really go. It really blows your mind. Yeah.
Now, now
But
being in the TV part of entertainment and then being in the music part of entertainment, which one is your actual first love?
music,
Music.
yeah.
Now, I think that's your mom that chimed in earlier, and I see the support that she was giving right here on Real to Real 360, Miss Lisa Codwell.
Miss Lisa, yeah, that's my mama.
You know,
Yes, like that
and
is that that's one of my biggest supporters.
I was gonna ask you how it feels to have that type of a support system when you have your mom there and your family behind you in your journey from modeling to acting to music.
It feels good. You know, It's some that you thought would be that they will be supportive, but they're not. And over time, I had to realize that everybody ain't gonna support you,
Hmm.
and I don't care what you do, you
Hmm.
know, and that's just life, and you have to accept it and move on. And the ones that do support me, I thank them from the bottom of my heart. And because you always gonna have the naysayers. You're always gonna have people that's doubting you because they never saw you do something like this before.
Right.
So you know, I tell anybody, with God, all things are possible. All things are possible.
Mm.
And you know, and if you don't believe me, try them for yourself and you'll find out. So like it's just the closer the walk that I became with him, the more I start to see a lot clearer.
So, with your faith and your family support, is what helps motivate you and push you through the day.
Yes, not only with my family support, and it's mainly faith. I love my family support, but God first. And just looking back over my life, what I've been through, I could have been anywhere but where I'm at right now. Um, I was abused from the time I was 7 years old till I was about 15. And for a long time, I used to question God. And, you know, I used to have my good days and I would have my bad days. And like I said, when I was going through, I had the low self-esteem. I felt, worthless. But over the years, I realized I had a purpose. And that's what pushes me. And I knew that it was something special about me because when I was growing up, I always tried to fit in, want to fit in with everybody, but it never worked. So
Right.
I knew I was different. I knew I was different in my own unique way, but it took me years to realize how different I was. And I think I was maybe 7 years old, and my grandmother's sister passed away, and she came and stood in my doorway as an angel. And I knew then that it was something special about me. But you know, sometimes you have to go through a lot, go through the storms, and then when you come out of it, you really know you really understand the reason why you went through those storms. And now I understand because, like, music, this platform right here is for me to do something way bigger than music. You know, I want to use my music and the platforms that I was on, with my modeling and with the acting to show younger females, like, I don't knock nobody for what they do or how they look or how they act or whatever. You know, when you get older, you become wiser. Yeah, I had my fun back in my day, but like, I don't know if you saw my live the other day, but Black women are the most disrespected women on this planet. And social media, society got us to where we got to get cosmetic stuff done to our bodies. We got to do this. I want to be that voice for those that are dealing with what I dealt with. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a voice then. So I feel like God gave me this battle because he knew I was one of his strongest soldiers that can put me on a platform to where I can reach younger females. And if I only touch one, I done my job. And I want to be that's why I, you know music is a part of it, but is way bigger than music with me, because I have a purpose behind mine. I'm trying to go back to these. We doing Southern. I'm soul singer, so we're in the Black communities.
Mhm.
What other better way? I'm going into their city. I want to bring something that I can give to the youth as well. Empower them to let them know that no matter what you done been through in life, it don't dictate your story. It don't dictate your future. Because a lot of us then been abused, and some people can't get out of that. They stay stuck.
Mhm.
So that's Miss Shalette.
Now, um, we're talking about domestic violence or just physical abuse in general.
We're actually talking about sexual abuse.
Sexual abuse. Oh, mm.
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
when you speak um, to the point of being abused and things like that, is there a program that you have aligned yourself with to help reach these young girls? Because, like you said, social media and media in general has overly sexualized the youth, the young people, the young
Exactly.
ladies. And is there a forum where you actually can go out and speak to these young ladies and teach them about self-worth and things like that, and how to be received and how to be looked at and how to be dealt with?
Um, at my current time, no, not in Georgia where I live at, but when
Hmm.
I was back home, um, when we would do the fashion shows, when we would have the people come out to the casting, that was a way for me to connect with some of the young adults that came in then. But now, since I'm here um, in Georgia,
Hmm.
no. But that's why I said that's part of my plan.
Now,
And I get back to that.
that's very, 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 very good. Um, to be able to go speak to the youth, because for one, like I said in the beginning, they're over sexualized, and
Yes,
then a lot of them are confused about their own sexuality. And
exactly.
when individuals have been sexually abused as a youth, as a child, they use it as an adult as, I'm not gonna say a coping mechanism, but it's like a defensive mechanism where they become over sexualized as adults. And
Right.
how can you break that cycle? And what are some of the things that you've done to be able to, I don't want to say function, but to be able to normalize certain things in life?
Um, it took. I mean, it took a long time. It took a long, long time. Um, I done counseling, uh, but they was wanting to press charges, but that wasn't what I was there for. I was there for healing,
Hmm.
and they wasn't trying to heal me. They wanted to give me medicine. I don't want your medicine. I
Hmm.
don't want your medicine. Yeah, I took it. I took it home and flushed it down the toilet.
Hmm.
And just me growing and getting a closer relationship with God, um, and just understanding why. You know, I can't go back and fix what happened,
Hmm.
but getting a closer relationship with God and understanding why it happened. And it ain't for me to judge. It ain't for me to judge. I leave
Hmm.
that for Him. But it took me a long time to get there. Meditating, working out, uh, going to the spa, uh, and I like to I mean, when I was back home, I don't do it here, but when I was back home, I would go to our little lakes, get me a, book, blanket, go just lay out and just enjoy nature. So just being free,
Mhm.
being able to, and it took, like I said, it took me a long time to get to that place to let go. But when I had to let go because I was, in the end, I was hurting myself. I couldn't change what happened. As long as I was holding on, I was holding myself back. So I had to let it go. And that, and actually, like, that's part of the reason, of me relocating, to a whole new state. Music brought me here, but as I was coming back and forth to Georgia recording, I felt at peace. Uh, I felt like I had no cares in the world. But before all of that took place, a lady that I met at a fashion show, um, she lived in Georgia, but she came up to do a fashion show. She was a designer. And we spoke, and she was like, I want to prophesize over you, before we leave. I was like, okay. And she told me, she say, where you're headed, where you at now, you too big for this place. And I say, She say, where you're headed, you won't be here for long. And I didn't understand it. And I told her, I say, well, when I'm going to leave? She say, you'll know. She said, continue doing what you're doing. Continue to grow with your father. She said, and he'll let you know when it's time. And, it was a lot of chaos going on, in my marriage at that particular time. And, I just started, I done a fast, prayed, I say, God, just give me a sign. Whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do it. And he told me to pack my stuff up and move to Georgia. And I left my apartment, quit my job. Everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. What you going down there for? But y'all don't understand. I say, you won't understand. And when I heard his voice, I knew it was time for me to go because he was ready to lift that burden off of me.
Now, shout outs to everybody in the comment. Kimberly Isaiah from Connect the Dots, Sheila Hollins, Carla Eubanks, and of course your mom and my sister Deidre and my sister Kim is all in there. So shout out, peace to everybody that's checking in.
Everybody. Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yes. But how do you normalize relationships? Is it hard for you to adjust in relationships now, or was it hard during your marriage because of the things that you've been through?
Um, no, because I guess by that happening to me, um, I wanted to be, I wanted to feel that love. So, I always gave it out.
Mhm.
Um, and so, I was married, 17 years,
Right,
three beautiful kids. But, when that ended, I started finding myself over again and, just taking it slow.
right,
You know, I ain't in no rush. I ain't in no rush to, to be trying to be tied down to nobody.
right. But this is an amazing journey when we're talking about overcoming certain circumstances and achieving things in your life and still holding on to a burden and honestly being successful at the same time. And did you have to feel like you was living two different lives when you were dealing with the modeling and different things and being an actress and now you're a singer? Did you feel like you was having to live like one life is Miss Shalette and then another one is Mary Shalette? Like, was it like two different hats that you had to wear?
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, a lot of people tell me, when I put this S on my chest, I'm a totally different person. But yeah, I'm, you know, Miss Shalette is one way and Mary Shalette is a totally different way, you know.
Now,
But at the end of the day, you still gonna get the real me.
mhm. Now, we also to anybody who has followed Miss Shalette on her social media, you know she works out. She's like basically like a personal trainer. She wants to work out with you. She wants to show you how to do your workout program. Is the workout more therapeutic for you than just body sculpting and staying in shape?
It actually it's a way for me to, you know, channel through, you know, everyday life, the things that I've been through in my past. Um, and I'm a Virgo, so like I'm a loner, which I like to be around a lot of people, but I like to still have my alone time. So like I'm that type that, I might be out in a crowd, but after I finish doing what I'm doing, I want to be by myself. You know, I didn't got to that point in my life.
Now, we're gonna get back into the music because this right here, this is gonna be a whole new episode. Because I have to bring you back so we can discuss a lot of this here. And when it comes down to how you've moved in your journey. But
Okay.
right now, we have your latest single, which is Rock With Me.
Yes.
Now, what's the backdrop behind Rock With Me? Look at my sister jumping in there talking about, yes, Virgos are here. Look at this.
Yes,
Um,
Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Yes, Kim.
um, now, with Rock With Me, what is the backstory behind that? Is because the first song was a nice dance song. How is Rock With Me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
So right.
mean, Rock With Me is actually Rock With Me is a party tune, but like this song right here, I came up, so I went to the studio, producer had the track, and I was like, let me go through my notes. I know I got something, but the lyrics I had, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put Rock With Me. So I started pulling different things out of it. And so, he was playing it, and I'm just thinking of live situations, real life situations. And I mean, hey, you got something
Ooh.
you like. Hey, you about to turn it on, I mean, I was just speaking something that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. A man may see a woman that he finds attractive, and a woman may see a man that she finds attractive. Hey, how you doing? I see you looking at me.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just telling a story. you know hey, how
Now,
you doing?
now,
Are you having fun?
is that like a personal story? Because we like to keep it real. Is
I
that a
mean,
personal story? Did you in the club and you saw somebody checking you
I
out over
mean,
there?
but the thing, everybody didn't. Yeah, it's a personal story. Everybody can say that didn't happen to them. I mean, you done been somewhere. You done seen somebody. You want to rock with me? I mean, I'm keeping it real. Like I said, if I can't be honest with myself, I can't be honest with you.
That's it. That's it. That's what I'm talking about right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rock With Me by Miss Shalette.
Hey, are you having fun? Yeah, I'm having a real good time myself. Yeah, you spoke to me when I first walked in, and ever since then, you've been waving, winking, smiling, and you and I both know what's up. I got something you like, and I can plainly see. Every time I look at you, you smiling back at me. That's why I'm here, standing in your face. I'm ready to dip, and we can leave this place. Don't you wanna rock with me, baby? Rock, baby. I'm ready to roll right now. Trust me, baby, it's a real smooth ride. wanna go, I'll take you there. Just know one thing, baby, we don't kiss and tell. See, I'm a grown woman, don't play no childish games. If you're with me in the morning, it's still gon' feel the same. Don't you wanna rock with me, baby? Rock, baby. I'm ready to roll right now. Trust me, baby, it's a real smooth ride. And I got all the curves you need. If it's good loving you want, if you really wanna have some fun, I'm crazy about it. I'm a different kind of southern girl, very particular to who I let in my world. You better come on, baby. Don't you wanna rock with me, baby? Rock, baby. I'm ready to roll right now. Trust me, baby, it's a real smooth ride. And I got all the curves you need. Trust me, don't worry. You don't have to hurry. We can take our time, baby. We can chill on a glass of wine. Let's see if we can find out the feelings are real. Ooh, baby, don't you wanna rock? Rock, baby. I'm ready to roll right now. Trust me, baby, it's a real smooth ride. And I got all the curves you need. Don't you wanna rock with me, baby? Rock, baby. I'm ready to roll right now. Trust me, baby, it's a real smooth ride. And I got all the curves you need.
Yes, rock with me. Hey, shout
Yes.
out to my bro DJ Dre, because he's the only one that knows how we like it. We like it nasty. Tell him, Dre, that's how we do it.
That's what's
Hey,
up. Yeah, that's my hot new
definitely.
single, Rock With Me, on
Now,
all digital platforms.
I was just gonna ask you, where could they get it and download it and and
It's on
and sh-
all it's on all digital platforms. So, YouTube, Pandora, Spotify is everywhere. It's everywhere.
peace. Hey, definitely make sure you download that. You know, for those who like it nasty, make sure you definitely download that. And it's definitely gonna be a banger. And make sure you bang it all summer. Matter of
Yes,
fact, Dre,
all summer.
put that on that volume 2. If the walls could talk, I'm telling you, man. If the walls could talk, put that on that volume 2 mixtape you got going on right there. But now back to your different, you see so many different things that we could discuss, and I want to get back into the workout, because it looks like you're almost a personal trainer, because I
I
watch you
wouldn't
when you
call
go
myself.
live, and then you know what I'm saying, you want to make, you show people exactly how to do each move, like each every time you do, like we grab the ball, then you know what I'm saying, you step over to the weights, and you was flying on that track, like on the treadmill, like most people get on the treadmill and they got a nice little pace going. You running like you trying out for the Olympics. You letting it go.
No, I'm not. I ain't trying to fulfill it. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to build up my endurance.
Hmm.
So, when that time come, it's time for me to hit that big stage, you know, my win right, and I can hold my weight on the stage. So like, it's just preparation.
Hey,
But I mean, but this is a lifestyle. I played sports
mhm.
in high school, so played basketball, volleyball. So I always had a natural tone built to myself. But I just I just work out. That's just part of me.
See, my bro said he gonna do a Southern Soul, a female Southern Soul mix next. So it's gonna go down.
That's what's up.
That's
Okay, that's what's up.
now even with we touched on it earlier about women and how they're not respected in certain aspects of life. In Southern soul or in music or even acting, did you face any type of adversities being a female and trying to break through?
Um, Actually, well, in the music game, I'm still learning, so I haven't experienced anything, but I mean, I know it's there, you know, just by, the things you see.
Hmm.
But far as, in the acting, no, I wouldn't. I mean, I know women have a harder time getting, those roles, but I mean, when it's a female role, it's a female role. You gonna choose one of us. You gonna choose one of us.
Right,
But like, I mean, and that goes for with music too. But I mean, it's all about as far as with acting, it's what they looking for. If you got that look, you the one gonna get chosen. I don't care if you is the baddest out there, but if you got that look, that's who they gonna choose.
right,
You know, and it goes the same thing in music. They like your music, you got a following, you got hot music, you can draw, they gonna want you,
right,
you know? And like I said, I'm taking baby steps in this game. But at the same time, I'm making some big moves, you know, but I'm still learning. I got a great mentor um, that's showing me the ropes to everything, putting me in position. So, when it's time to go, it's time to explode.
right.
We're gonna be ready.
Now I know that it's kind of like bouncing from here to here, but
Oh,
we have to talk about these three TV shows that you're on. They hit TV shows at that. Like
yes,
it
yes,
wasn't
yes,
like, what I mean, you was on the pilot and the show didn't go anywhere. You was on
right,
Greenleaf, hit TV
yes,
show Greenleaf.
yeah. I was actually on the series that I was in. They actually was doing the church scene,
Hmm.
and I was actually doing the church scene with Lynn Winbush and all of them. So it was a church scene that I was actually that season that I was on, and long hours, long hours. You know, repeat after repeat after repeat. You might walk back and forth to those pews 50 times before you get it right. And you
Right,
gotta load in, load out, load in, load out. But it was an experience. I learned a lot. I enjoyed it. Met a lot of new, met not a lot of new people that I still communicate, with this, to the day, from just going out on set, just meeting different people, because you have all different walks of lives out there. And then actually with sisters, I done multiple scenes out there. We done a club scene,
hmm,
and actually being able to see Tyler in action and him Medea come out. It was real cool. Like, I really enjoyed myself. Me and my cousin, we experienced that together. Brandy Jones, shout you out. Ain't no love lost. Um, I mean, what I'm saying, some people feel like, when they've, have done something to you, y'all may not talk no more, whatever the case may be, something wrong. No, ain't nothing wrong. Sometimes, you have to isolate to elevate. And, and that goes back to when I started this journey. Uh, I started recording in 2019 when I actually moved to Georgia. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around because I'm going to get back to that.
right,
I started recording in 2019. But at that particular time, the music was being recorded, making connections, but it just wasn't clicking. It just wasn't clicking. I didn't understand why. But when I disconnected with certain people, everything started clicking back together. So, it was a process I had to go through, a learning process. So that's why I say, like, I ain't rushing into it. I'm taking my time. But fast forward back to Tyler. Um, what's my say? Waiting
She
on
waiting on
sisters.
sisters to come on now.
Oh, it's waiting on sisters to come on now. Yeah, you know what? And actually, I had a few people when the episode came on. It was like, sis, I saw you, and I was like, I ain't see myself, so I had to go back and watch. You know how some of those channels they'll let you actually watch it, and some you have to pay for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Sisters because I done multiple scenes. I done a hospital scene. Now that one I was actually like in because I was actually sitting in where the main characters was at. They was like right by me, so I got a lot of good shots on that one. But I mean, it was just exposure. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who gonna that may run across and see my face. Like, you know what? I can use that face for something. So it was just the experience of being able to get my portfolio out there. Um, People to know that that I do multitask. I'm not one dimensional, and so it was a great experience. I done Mr. Mercedes 3 down in Charleston, South Carolina. Thank you, Miss Sheila. Much love to you, Queen. Mr. Mercedes 3 down in Charleston, South Carolina. That I was working with Industry Direct. So I was doing. I was with the agency down there, but I was still doing my own thing, feeling my way through. And, after I left the agency, because I moved to Georgia, because when I was in South Carolina, I was doing the agency. But then when I moved to Georgia, it was a longer commute. And I was like, I can do this myself. I learned the ropes a little bit, the way to get my foot in there, to get my stuff on some desks.
Yeah. I was going to ask, are you still involved in the acting? Um, are you still going out for, auditions and things like that?
At this current time, no, I'm not. Um, I am more focused on my music career. Then I think I'll eventually branch back out um, to the acting.
Well, I know we're getting close to the end, and I can't believe an hour went by that quick. But
I know, right? We having so much fun.
right,
Like, yeah.
we got to
But
definitely
yeah,
bring you back
I
so
done a
we can
pop.
do this. We got to bring you
Yeah,
back
bring
because
me back. Yeah.
we got to. There's so many things that I wanted to touch on that I think that we're leaving on the table. So I want to bring you back and also, reschedule, another date. And Wolfman Delio, what's going on, man? You already know you're supposed to be done scheduled to come on, man. I'm not messing with you, bro. You supposed to have been coming on. But I want to say to you that whatever that you have coming out, any way that we can support you here on Real to Real
Okay.
360, make sure you reach out. Let us know so we can help push, so we can help try to market whatever is needed to be done on our end to ensure or to help you become successful in your endeavor. And also to just give me
Thank you.
2
Thank you
minutes,
so much. And I'm ever grateful.
give me 2 minutes behind the scenes after everything is done, and we'll be able to talk about it some more. All right.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
no doubt.
All right.
Thank y'all so
Ladies,
much for tuning in.
that's it because it's not over. Trust me, she's coming back. There's some things we left on the table that I wanted to touch on, and we definitely gonna come back. But ladies and gentlemen, shout out, thank you all for tuning in. I want to shout out my big bro. You know what I'm saying? Get healthy, get things together. Definitely missed you today, and just hold your head. We're gonna be together in a minute. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, this has been Real to Real 360.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we
Peace.
starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, take us up out of here, son.
True
Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and earth, and to all the human families on the planet Earth. I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out of love, peace, and happiness to you. To please the man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe, so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time I end it just the way I bring it.